Welcome back for another episode of Candy Coated Shenanigans, Sour Patch Kid edition. You are here today with the number one Sour Patch ever. I am excited for today's topic. We are going to get into the segment of Dating Chronicles, and we are going to talk about planning a date. Like, I can't speak for every woman, or hopefully every man does not do these things, but we're gonna get into it. And I'm excited. Okay. So y'all know, if you know me, then you know, like, I really plan out topics. I have a whole year. I'm ready for this entire year. I have topics for every week. And hopefully I have been doing a great job of delivering whatever it is that the people need. But if you need something, DM me, drop a message below, find me on social media. We can chat, keep it, keep it classy, but we can chat. But this week I am excited because I swear when you are going through the process of dating, you either have people that get it or they don't get it. And this is a topic that when I talk to my friends who are single and dating, that we all can relate to. And that's a problem, fellas. Like, we should not, this is not the topic you want us to relate on. And that's on planning dates, okay? So I know that when you are first trying to get to know somebody, you don't know the things they like to eat. You don't know things they don't eat. So when you're like, I want to take you on a date, and we say yes, right? Which for me to say yes to you taking me on a date, that's a whole different story. But if I say yes, the last thing I now want to go through is, so where you want to go eat? Or what you want to go do? Crickets. Crickets. That's what you'll get back from me, because I'm probably texting my friends on the side like, oh my God, he didn't ask me what I want to go eat or where I want to go. Once you ask a woman those questions, instantly it feels like to her, I can't plan this date. I want you to give me all the details and I'll just give you a time. I said originally, I can't speak for every single woman. I can tell you though, if I called up, and maybe I'm gonna start doing that, calling my friends up and let them talk on the phone to y'all. But if I called up any one of my friends that are single and going on dates, I guarantee you they're going to say like, that's irritating. And the reason why it's irritating is because part of going on a date with us is putting forth energy and effort. If I have to write out the list of like, this is what we're going to do, this is where we can go, this is what we can do, then I should be planning the date. I should have asked you out on a date. And one thing I want to make sure is addressed before you thinking this in your head, I know how to plan dates, okay? Like, ask about me. Ask about me. I might be in whatever land I'm in right now, because, I ain't all the way one way or the other. But I might be where I am right now. But one thing nobody can ever say about me is that I couldn't put together a date. Like, that I couldn't throw a surprise out this world and you be like, oh, remember when she did, blah, 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 blah. So a lot of us women know how to plan dates. We know how to take the reign when we need to get and surprise y'all when that's our goal of what we're doing. But when you're in the beginning phases and someone says, I want to take you out on a date, if you want to ask me if I have food restrictions, ask me what I don't eat. Like, I really don't eat meat a lot. I'll eat seafood. I don't mind it. So, it might be nice for you to ask me before you take me to a steakhouse. The opposite is, though, if you don't ask me, you take me to a steakhouse, I guarantee there's always something on the menu my greedy butt will eat, okay? It just won't be steak. And we'll still have a good time. So if you're asking about food restrictions, ask about food restrictions. Don't make it so she's giving you like her favorite restaurant or her feeling like she has to plan this entire date. If you want to do an adventurous date, something fun, ask specific things like, yo, You ever went mountain climbing? Now don't ask me that, because I ain't going. Okay, that's not for me. But for somebody, that might be her thing. Or, you know, do you like go-kart riding? Are you a venture type person? Are you a kick it type person? You ever been on a yacht? That's the question I'm waiting on. You ever been on a yacht? Like, get little details that you need to, and then put together like this bomb date for her. And I guarantee you it's going to be brownie points. But if you ask me where I want to go to eat, I'm going to say I don't care. Period. You're not getting no information out of me. You're not. If you're going to ask me where I want to go, I'm going to be like, I'm cool, whatever you want to do. Whatever you put together. Because this is going to show me you. And I don't want you to do you based off of me. Yes, I want to enjoy the date too, but I'm a very go with the flow type person. Just, you know, make sure you know the time. Make sure you're able to tell me the place. And don't, okay, what just pops in my head. But I'm going to say it nicely. I'm not going to say it the way it pops in my head. The day of the date. Do not ask me any questions about this date besides, I can't wait to see you. And that's not even a question. That's a statement. That should be the only conversation pertaining to the date that day. Do not ask me what I want to eat, where I want to go, what time was I thinking. This means you didn't plan anything in advance. And that's irritating. It's irritating. As AF, okay? So do not do that to me, and do not do that to her. Okay, or anybody else, because I don't think there will be one female that will be like, oh, you know, when he asked me the day of about the date, I'm comfortable. No, we didn't look at you like, sir, did you plan something? Why you asked me last week if you asked me questions today, the day of, about it? No, don't do it. And ladies, because, you know, I'm not just gonna dog out the men. Ladies, when someone takes you on a date, if you do have certain things that you just do not get down with, like if you don't eat seafood, let somebody know that up front. You don't eat seafood. It's not much else you can eat at a seafood spot besides seafood, right? Now, I'll work with you because I'm greedy. I'm going to figure it out and be like, y'all got salad? Just don't put no seafood in it. Or you got bread, you got this. I can make it work. If you know you're not that type of woman, if you're not going to go with the flow, if you have certain things that you're like, no, let the person know. Like, don't set people up for failure. I'm not setting nobody up for failure, because if you failed, then it's a failure all around. You didn't waste my time. So I'm not setting you up for failure. But ladies, please be a little bit more forthcoming with items that are a no-go for you. If you know you do not like adventure and thrill, you might want to say that. Like, if you're leaving it completely up to him, which I like to do, if you're leaving it completely up to him, but there are certain things that are a hell no for you, let that be known, because we don't want to go places and deal with your stank attitude. I'm just going to say that. I done seen people out on dates, and it clearly was not working out for the brother, and your attitude sucked. So, you know, be a little bit forthcoming to things that are a no-go zone for you. And I guarantee you the night will go better, right? Go with the flow, enjoy yourselves. I love date nights. You know, and prior to COVID, I would take myself on some dates. And I will say this too, like, I cannot say that every person that I've dated has been bad at planning date nights. I've had some horrible ones and been in full-blown relationships with them, and they still was horrible at planning date nights. And then I've had some wonderful experiences. And I am, I guess what people would say, a very independent woman. I was going to say single woman, but very independent woman. And, you know, people will be like, well, would you really let somebody plan a full date for you? I let somebody plan full weekends for me. And it is a beautiful feeling when you can trust in that person to really lay out, and this is what we're going to do, and this and that. And I feel like, if anything, they'd be more upset when they don't go as planned than me. I'd be like, oh, we can go to the next place. I'm with it. Like, we can do whatever. So just just know you have to figure out people's strengths and where people need to grow. Sometimes we have to coach people along. So I think we all need to learn to be a little bit more patient with one another. Everybody has not dated the same. They have not been taught the same. Oh, and that's another thing. We need to communicate our wants, our needs, and our likes far better than what we do. Because my mind be blown sometimes when I date people and the things they think women like, or the things they think men like. And I get men and women are different. Every single person is an individual, but I do think there are some universal components about each of us, like as a sex. And there are things that people be out here doing, and I be like, what woman did you know like this? Like, or they wanted this? And then sometimes you have a conversation with your friends and the honest answer is that people weren't honest. Sometimes people are fearful of scaring people off or fearful of being alone, that we allow things to occur that really are not a like for us, but it's more like a, if I act like it's okay, it's a comfort place. Rewind. Let's be honest about some stuff. Let's teach people how to handle us, how to love us, how to treat us, how to date us, how to be friends with us, how to be more with us, whatever it is. They're not just gonna know. And silence does not provide the correct answer. Okay, I'm just gonna say that. So this video is really short because, you know, I know how to date me. So, you know, I don't have tons of stuff. And the person that's dating me know how to date me right now too. So I can't complain in that area, but hopefully you will take some of the things I said in this video and take it to heart, maybe switch some things up, think before you ask certain things, share things before you get on some dates so you can have a better time. Dating is supposed to be fun. Like, is it always gonna be a fun time? No, you're gonna run into issues. But dating is supposed to be fun. It actually should be like the funnest part because, like, you don't owe people nothing. You're going out to eat, you going here, take me on a trip, let's go there, let's experience this. Like, it should have a smile on your face. And if something as simple as, like, people can't get things right when it comes to, like, taking you to dinner and all this stuff is going wrong, that's not a good foot to start out on. So use one of the things I expressed for dating. You know what? Let's rewind. Why don't y'all just ask somebody? Ask somebody of the opposite sex things that burn their skin when they're trying to plan a date. Does not have to be someone you are dating. It could just be like a guy friend, a girlfriend, a coworker, and leave it on the table. Or you can ask the person you're dating, because I ask. But ask them something in the planning of dates or in the realm of dating that is either an irritant or a turn off for them. And then ask yourself if you do it. If we really want real correction, allow somebody to be honest with you. Like, oh, when women do this, yo, that's a turn off for men. And then do a self-assessment. Do I do that? And sometimes I do things. And I didn't ask my guy friends and I'd be like, behind the scenes I'll work on it, but in front of people's faces. But ask, really start reflecting. If there is an end goal for you in the world of dating, and that end goal is to settle down with someone or get married or whatever that is, then you really have to start reflecting, right? Like, I'm not a little kid no more. I'm 33 years old and I ain't perfect. I'm close, but I ain't perfect. So there's always something that I am gleaning and learning and adjusting and adapting to in the process of dating. And, you know, I ask myself, like, would I want to date myself? Sometimes, yes, because I'd be like, oh, yes, Ruby. And then other times I'd be like, nah, nah, I believe you for that one. You bugging, sis. So start working on them no's a little bit more in life and create yourself into the person that you would want to date if you were somebody else. And the hope is that the person or people that you're dating, you will find someone who is doing something similar and you will be compatible, and we'll see where it goes. So I hope this assisted you today. I hope you were able to gather some laughs and some smiles with me. I will see you next week on Candy Coated Shenanigans, Sour Patch Kid Edition. And the topic for next week, this is a doozy. Moving forward with forgiveness when someone has not asked. Transparent moment. That's a tough one. I'm gonna need this week to get my stuff together to share that story. But it will be moving forward with forgiveness when someone has not asked for forgiveness. I always like to keep it transparent. Today's was light, it was fun. Dating Chronicles usually is light and fun, so that's great before we get deep and dealing with emotions. I'm a Libra. We don't really like to talk about emotions, air signs. But I will see you next week. Enjoy the week, and I hope this was helpful. Share it, subscribe, comment. See you next week. Bye.